everyone. Welcome to Masculine Geek number 228, the live stream, the live stream AD&D game session 43. And without further ado, I'm kicking it over to the rational DM, Mr. Raul Tomasi.
Little bit late. I had to I had to find an appropriate image for Ryan's character. I think I found the perfect one.
Well, I have the perfect one. You just don't want me to use it.
Oh no! You can use that one too. But I needed a token for you. So I'll actually hold on. Let me see if I can share this with you. Here's your token for today.
Oh, that's not Pat Stedman. Not even close.
No, that's AJC.
Oh, eating a steak. You guys.
It is. That's him.
Yes. All right, so let's getting back to it. So we're going to do a little bit of transitioning here today, as far as going from one adventure to the next. However, we got a little bit of bookkeeping that we got to take care of first here. So let me where did I put that? There it is. Much better. Okay. I took the time to do this for you guys today. And there we go. There we are. This is where you guys are at right now. I even did a fancy schmancy little map here for y'all to see. There you go.
Nice. Emergency D&D podcast. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. Quick, get in here before it goes away. Okay, so on our last adventure, I got some other things I need to take care of with you guys as well, as far as like your individual characters are concerned. But hopefully we can do that along the way. I left the numbers in here because it doesn't make any difference to you guys. Only makes a difference to me. This is the way that you guys came in the last adventure when you were on the beach and you moved your way in through the town and everything. And so the space that you're in right now is the where is that? It's not it.
The Screaming Badger.
A Screaming Badger Inn. That'll be yours. No, it's well, half of you were at the you guys are all now at the where to go? It's an inn. Which one is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, there you are. You guys are at the Star and Glove right now. It's the biggest inn in the entire, like, what's the township, I guess, would probably be a better. It's not really much of a city. It's really kind of like an outpost that it kind of expanded into an area, a fortified area, and it's a township. It's definitely a bustling trade area. Very, very secretive, as you guys have come to find out. You've been here now for about 3 days, and sobering up, I guess, and also getting prepared. Aldemar is with the apothecary up here, as you can see. And so you haven't really had much time to really explore too much. Gray and Duncan and Morwen, Lady Morwen over here. I got Morwen, a token for her, and Gray and Lupo are over here at the abandoned temple that you guys found. And this is where you have been sort of holding up the survivors of the slavers' stockade that you managed to free. So you guys are right here. DS, in the meantime, in your downtime, you're at full spell capacity, obviously. Everybody, by the way, now after 3 days of resting and recuperation, you're now at full hit points. So we're going to start you at full, whatever your full was from the beginning of the last adventure. Aldemar is a special case, however, and you guys don't exactly know how Aldemar is doing, but he's still up at the apothecary at this point. You have basically confined yourself more or less to the Star and Glove right here. It's a fairly comfortable. It's like probably the most upscale place. It's certainly the largest inn in the area, and you're only been familiarizing yourself primarily with the apothecary Hrothgar, who was the sort of the alchemist, I guess. And that's been about it. You haven't had much time to sort of poke your way around the area. Blodgett, you're also still with Thistle. She's kind of been floating in and out of the inn and bringing you news of what's going on, sort of out in the the area. There is definitely a thieves guild in this township. DS, you have had time to pore over the maps as well as the scrolls and pretty much all of the paperwork you managed to sort of squirrel away in the last adventure. And so you've been kind of going over that as well as sort of, communicating, I guess, with the council so that you could go get, so we won't leave poor Rothos in the ethereal, the border ethereal.
He'll be fine.
You guys down here, Gray, you guys have managed to sort of make a comfortable place of this temple right here. It's been abandoned for quite some time. Lupo, on the other hand, has sort of been, he fades in and out. He kind of like, he gets like the morning stares kind of thing. And sometimes you kind of talk to him and he's not paying attention. You have to kind of like yell his name and he like, pays attention to you. So he's kind of like a little bit dazed right now. Duncan, you on the other hand are actually going to be the most important character in this show. Morwen has basically explained to you that there's a lot more at play here than just the slavers right now, and there's been some big political moves, and the slavers seem to be a bigger part of the political moves that have been going on in the Pomarge, the greater Pomarge area, which is where you guys are at right now, and so essentially what you guys have been trying to do is find passage for these slaves to sort of get back home or to get back to her homeland. But up to now, your only sort of outside information has been through Thistle and through Blodgett right now, because they're the only ones who've been able to really they're only ones healthy enough to really go out and sort of scout the area. But you are definitely in the township is in sort of a lockdown right now because it's almost dangerous for ships to leave this vicinity right now because of the predations of the slavers or the larger group, whatever it happens to be. So there's something else that's going on. I'll let you guys take it from there. So right now it's about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now. And like I said, it's about your third day there. And let's start with Blodgett. Blodgett, go ahead and give me the roll me your luck, my friend.
All righty.
I believe in you.
Don't we all?
3.
Okay.
That's good.
You're good to go. So as it stands right now, Blodgett, you're kind of getting just sort of second and third hand information from what you can hear around town. The township is kind of an interesting mix. It's primarily humans, but you haven't seen any elves anywhere. There are no, needless to say, there are no orcs or half orcs. There are no like demi-humans anywhere around here. So Grot and DS are kind of trying to, they got to keep a low profile as well as they can. You guys are sort of outsiders. They do know, most of the town has been alerted to the fact that there's a large group of people that are holding up in the abandoned temple, which is where Gray and Lupo and Duncan and Morwen are right now. So anyways, so Q, our good friend Q, Kichi, whatever your fucking name is.
Q.
Could have taken me as Pat Stedman. I'm just saying.
You have dried out a little bit since then. Good. Gets at least 2 days worth of sleep. It seems like all your new friend does is sleep. And so he's finally feeling a little bit better this morning. He's like, it's almost like a 2-day hangover there. Your clothes are now dry, but that is about all you have in your worldly possessions right now is just your monk's robes or your, I don't know what, your gi, whatever it is.
Tunic.
Orcboy gave me a water skin though, I thought.
Yeah, you got a water skin.
I gave you a wine skin too.
Yeah.
You have
stars.
Yeah. Duncan, you are also could use some repair on your armor, or actually maybe even look for some new armor. You guys are pretty well provisioned considering the amount of cash, and especially Blodge. Blodge is like fat with cash right now from pocketing pretty much every damn gem in the previous adventure. So you guys are pretty good for funds right now, except for Q. You have zero anything. You just basically are in your underwear. And Morwen is
Large diaper.
she's pretty much just in clothing right now, and so she's going to need some sort of provisioning as well. But Gray, Lupo, you guys are in the abandoned temple. Blodgett, you're there with Thistle comes and goes, so and DS, you're there. So let's start with Grot. What would you like to do today, my friend?
All right. So we're all four of us are in the common room, correct?
Yeah, you guys have your own. Well, you and Q are sharing a room. Blodgett has his own room, and DS has his own room.
All right. So I'm making sure he's alive. He's
I'm using your icons here. These are definitely not to scale. So
oh yeah.
This one should be able to see where you're at.
All right. So I'm gonna make sure Q is okay. He's not dead, right? He's not unconscious. He's waking up.
No, he's not. He's been sleeping it off. He's actually feeling a lot better now. You kind of
emotionally, I'm nihilistic.
Rehydrated him.
We do that. Yeah.
Physically, I'm great.
All right,
so you're basically been paying for all of his food and pretty much everything he's needed.
Yeah. So Gratze, you good now? You okay?
I'm with you, buddy. Honestly, I'm kind of bored, so let's go. I'm following you.
All right, we're gonna go downstairs to the common room and get something to eat.
Okay,
and then scout out and maybe overhear any rumors. Keep our ears open.
All right. You guys doing that? DS, what are you doing? You've been studying your relearning your spells, and then sort of poring over the scrolls and the map work. You have found what looks like, actually found two of them, I should say. You found some of the trade routes, I guess, for these slavers. You kind of have made sort of a mental image of where they have been proceeding to and from. At least you can look at what you think are the higher level, like more high status prisoners, and they're being taken to what looks like some large mountainous area that is in the middle of the Drakensfeld mountain range, which is where you guys sort of came out of, but on the coastal side when you came out of the last adventure. But there is a very large sort of looming mountain, and it seems to be that's where the map is leading. Although you don't know how recent the map is, so it could be anyone's guess really going to and from this place. But you've got a good idea as far as geography is concerned, where the head. Or what's known as the Erie of the slave lords in this large mountain. You don't even know the name of the mountain right now.
Okay. Did the Elven Council tell me anything in regards to, I guess, the faction that, with the shield with that star on it?
They are still kind of poring over that. They haven't really gotten back to you with anything. They've been more concerned with fishing Rothas out of the Ethereum.
Okay. And another thing, the Wand of Frost, I didn't know the recharges on it. Right. Do I know that now?
You do know that now. You have four charges left on the Wand of Frost. Okay. The one thing you were able to salvage from Rothas is you do have the Springerly. So the Springerly is a wand that is essentially it pretty much opens anything. It's it's almost like the functional equivalent of a wizard's lock, only the reverse of it. It's like the wizard's open kind of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
And if you think you can use it on something to open something, you probably can.
And what's the charges on that as well?
And there are eight charges left on it.
Okay.
That
Got it.
So that's an added bonus.
And something I'm not familiar with. You can recharge these, right? How would I go about that if I ever needed to?
You would have to. It's a process. It's an alchemical process first of all, and you have to find some sort of power source to do so. You have to find something that is intrinsically magic. You can actually, in old school D&D, what you could do is you could actually take charges from one item and recharge the other in some cases.
Oh, interesting.
So that because you could actually use the charges from one and to charge another, but you'd be draining the first one. So you can do that. It's basically finding a battery more or less.
Could I do that with the Springerly, with the fire one, since I'm low on the fire?
You could do that. You could go into the process. It will definitely take you a day or so to do something like that because it's something you would have to study up on. But you can. I mean, you got nothing but time right now, so if you want to do that, you can. The max charge on the Springerly is 12. So
got it. And
Wilthos probably used it 4 times. So
do you think that Alchemist would know how to charge those?
that's your character would know that. Yeah, that's a distinct possibility.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
well, I guess I will find out what the others plan on doing first, if we're going to stick around or not. If we do tend to stick around, I'll take that as an option.
Okay. The one other thing that you have found that was mixed amongst the papers that you sort of hastily, put into your bag, is you found what looks like 2 blank sheets of paper that have been glued together, or parchment, whatever, that have been glued together. And the elf side of your race is, you think that there's some kind, you instinctually think that there's something that might be in between the 2 of these pieces of paper.
Okay. Do I know how to, I guess, separate those?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you?
I don't know.
We'll leave that up to you at this point.
Whoa.
Okay.
But it's the only thing that's really been kind of like, like intentionally. I mean, it could have been that they just like got mashed together, but there's 2 of them that are sort of, seems like they're almost like sealed or glued together with
Use the wand.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was going to say, let me try using that Springerly and see if it works.
Spread open that book.
So it's not a book. It's actually just parchment. That's
okay.
He hadn't really managed to pull like much. Did you catch any books? I don't know if you caught any books out of that.
I thought we did.
Yeah, this is why I need you guys to write shit down when you get something. Also, Diaz, you've managed to figure out what the feather is that Blodgett has been like wearing in his cap for the entire last adventure, not knowing what the hell it is. Okay. You have a sneaking suspicion it's an artifact called Qual's Feather Token.
Ooh, sounds familiar.
As displayed on the hat and
just wandering around. Hey, what's happening?
Do I know what it does? What does it do?
No, you don't. That's just it. But you have a
I know what it is.
Suspicion that it is definitely an artifact from the old world, the world that was. So you've got those kind of mysteries to sort of solve for yourself. Let's see, Gray. I've got you down here in the bottom here with Lupo. Lupo is just sort of he's kind of here, but he's kind of not here. You give him something to do, and he's like single-mindedly does it. But other than that, he's just sort of kind of fades in and out of like his attention span, let's just say. But primarily, you've been kind of concerned mostly with the sort of your new flock of believers here, and you kind of made a makeshift temple out of the abandoned temple that you found on this end. There have been a few curious people that have come to see what you're doing with this place. But again, the folk that come here, the commoners that are here, they are anywhere between like I'll say high status, sort of like a middle like guild status people, versus like people who are just dock workers. There's a lot of sort of unrest right now down towards the docks because the workers don't know what to do because essentially they've been shut down because nobody wants to sail in or out of this place.
Ooh.
Except for those damn dirty pirates trafficking those human beings and laundering money.
How dare they?
I welcome all of them in and try to encourage and provide them with words of hope. Let them know that Paylor is watching over them and that Paylor helps those who help themselves. And I encourage them to go out and spread the word and tell people to come back here and give generously.
You just told them to get a job, you hippies.
Yeah, more or less.
In a very polite way.
Yeah.
clean your rooms.
So
Yeah.
Duncan,
Thank you,
Duncan, you were sent to actually find Lady Morwen. She is of the Elisar family. She's not technically royalty, but she's definitely nobility. And so, but she's actually been concerned with the slaves, but she's also more concerned with getting a message back to her township, to the Elisar clan or the Elisar group. And she's kind of like doesn't know how to do this because you guys are essentially sort of locked in to this area. By the way, this is a very like steep mountainous area along this edge here. Although there you have noticed that it seems to be that there are some trails or there might be some switchbacks along here at some way. When the sort of low clouds kind of break, you can see that there might be a way up and out of this way, out of in the back country, anyways. But other than that, she's been trying to think of how could she possibly get a message back and let everybody know that she's okay and where they're at and what's been going on, what the situation is with the slavers. So if you want to ask her any questions, you guys are more than she's a source of information as well. Blodgett, I'll come back to you really quickly here. Thistle comes and goes. You might see her for half a day, and then she'll sneak out at night, and then come back in the morning. And she comes back and says, that basically explains the same thing that everybody else has heard thus far. Is like pretty much the township's kind of on edge a little bit because of the fact that they can't get in or out, and they really rely on trade. They've been able to, take fishing skiffs out there and, do a bit of fishing and stuff. But like, other than that, the port is not necessarily closed, but it's kind of like on lockdown right now.
Okay. Is there any place in town to store some gold, either a banking facility or guild house that will take gold in storage for small fees, or the Thieves Guild for a small percentage?
She says that there's a money changer. She knows that there's a money changer in town, but she doesn't know whereabouts to find it.
Okay.
Are you going to rob it?
She could ask around. She's going to rob it.
Well, I'm thinking about liquidating some of the gems don't take up much room or much weight, but getting rid of some of our gold or stashing some of our gold. That way, if we go somewhere else and acquire more gold, we actually can carry it, since, well, Rollo hasn't been an absolute bastard when it comes to encumbrance. I mean, there's a certain point where things get kind of ridiculous that.
Well, that's why I always ask you how much of you go, hey man, I found 200 electrum pieces. I'm like, yeah, how much do you take out of that?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm thinking about. Also, I do want to check out a provisioner of some sort, although I doubt that anyone has any like magic leather armor for sale or anything. I do want to at least check out.
You never know. Okay, I don't know if I've actually explained this to Ryan yet. The Greyhawk that I work from, that's the world that I from here is. It's kind of like low magic. It's not like no magic. It's just low magic.
Okay.
So, anyone who has magical abilities tends to be sort of like a superhero, or they draw a lot of attention to themselves.
Yeah, a little limp-wristed. I understand.
Not about gay, but yeah.
Oh, those guys are back.
Yes. But like magic items are extremely rare, and most of them are from the old world, and so people
the world they used to be.
Well,
here we're all in the same room, right? I'm sitting here with my orc friend. We're watching and listening.
Yeah,
Grot's Lupo in the temple.
Here, I'm gonna walk over. Can I walk over to other guys there? I don't remember everybody's name yet on the thing here. I just remember boy.
You can make your way over to the temple if you'd like to.
Yeah. Let's go over to the temple.
Okay.
Because I want to fight. I'm hungover, and the redneck in me is like, once you stop drinking, that's when you have to fight somebody. And it's like, look, there's slaves here. We have slaves.
All right. Well, Grat said let's refill wineskins before we leave, finish breakfast, and then Raul, do we hear
breakfast makes
anything
sense.
Do we hear anything interesting in the common room before we decide to leave?
Not really. Just
No?
more
Is
or
there
less-
anybody that looks like physically imposing, or is it mostly, like you said, the upper crust tradespeople?
They look like longshoremen, basically.
Ah.
They're basically working class.
Actually, hey, can I walk up to a table? Like usually, if there's just one or two people at a table, and I want to ask them if they've seen any strange ships, like guys that aren't regulars that have popped in today. I'm looking for a friend,
Yes.
but I'm looking for a guy who's like by himself, brooding in the corner, like Lord of the Rings style, or like a twofer. None of this table's of 5 birthday parties.
Does he have blue hair or?
No, there are no blue
Stop
hairs.
making a joke out of this. I got a plan.
He's looking for a dude in the bar.
Right.
Oh. Brian's a sailor. It wouldn't be the first time.
All right.
Yeah.
You do manage to talk to a few of them because they don't look. You're not that intimidating to them. Like Grot
I'm a
is
big skinny runt.
Grot is intimidating. You are not because you have like next to nothing on.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not trying to yell at them. I'm just I'm like literally curious, like a friend. Like, hey, man.
all right. They all of the dock workers or the commoners, really the sort of the lower class, they all have kind of a peculiar accent. And so when they're talking to you, that you definitely get the feeling that they always talk like this and with sort of, they don't have a th, they have a duh, as a thing. So they tell you that
Patrick.
there's been some strange happenings down at the docks.
At the docks, eh?
And there's
Jamaican?
no, not so much Jamaican, but
They're Dutch.
yeah,
Yes, bye.
Maybe.
yeah.
Tell me where you be. I go where you to buy.
Yeah. Well, they says that there's the ships that come in but 4 days ago, and that's about it. Nobody be able to come in or out of here. Nobody can leave. Nobody leaving. So
Those and he said, like, so those 4 ships, dude. My orc friend, orc boy. What the fuck are the
Grat.
names again? I'm so bad at this.
They're right there on the image.
I know, but it's so small on my screen.
I just like calling you Q. I think
There we go. Grat.
Mhm.
If you want to go take a look at some ships,
Grat probably think that good idea.
yeah.
It's,
Let's grab your friends. Let's grab Dias and Bloodlet.
Bloodlet.
Bloodlet. So let's all right. Grat go over to Bloodlet and DS, and we're gonna go investigate ships. That only thing that sound weird in this town that might
Yeah,
have
guys, you
something
seem to be
info.
big on not having slaves be slaves. And there's 4 guys over there, and it's been very sus. I think the guys were very thick accent. They were pulled in, and nobody can leave. That seems like an adventure in neck punches. Are you with me?
Could be. It could be.
And very least, they probably know more about what's out there than anybody. So if there is a different ship that is a bad guy, they would probably know.
Well, they
let's-
tell you that they can't let the slavers because of the privateers, because the real pirates are out there.
Exactly.
Let's
Real
go to
pirates.
let's stop off at the temple's right next door, right?
Just down.
Let's we need to at least let Grat say let companions know where we're going, or or bring them with us.
What do you
Am
got?
I
You guys
hearing
in?
this, or am I still in the room?
Duncan? Or DS. No, DS, unless you want to go down, because you're just trying to figure out how to peel this paper apart.
They're just kind of sticky.
Unless you want to go. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, man, stop playing with that paper. Come on. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. I'm moving downstairs, anyways.
Okay, so you can tag along.
Yeah. Put that nerd reading stuff down. Damn word papers, Ricky.
Sticky parchment. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go over to the temple and let them know that we're heading over to the docks, because that seems to be where something might be.
If I was a pirate, I would be on the water.
All right, so you're gonna pass a chandelier. That's what the this one is right here, and then there's basically it's lighting and stuff, and then next to it is a candle maker, and oil and candles is in 14. So you and it's easy to see because they have signs out in front of it, So there's candles here, and this is a chandelier here.
Pier 1. Nice.
Yeah, like that. Okay, so you guys get down to about here, down through right over here. These places look like residences of some sorts, but again, they're kind of stacked. So All right, so you guys make your way over to the new temple here, and it's kind of like you guys haven't been over here in a while, and it's interesting because the former slaves are now kind of like parishioners, and they're trying to clean the place up a little bit, and they've sort of had some sort of spiritual awakening, courtesy of Gray. So you guys get over to the temple, and it's actually fairly impressive considering the amount of work they've done in a short amount of time. So you guys get there, yeah, and you guys get into. I can't even put all of you in here. Remember, this isn't to scale. I'm just doing this so you know where you're at. All right, so you get there, and Gray is there, Lupo's there. Gray, I meant to ask you, like, what are you doing? Are you just basically, are you supervising? What are you doing?
I am
Gravid Koresh.
Them.
Yes.
I am telling them that Palor loves each of them as if there was only one of them, and that by helping to clean and restore this temple to Palor, that they are shining examples of his light. So I'm just laying it on really thick here with all these people. I am excited to be back in my clerical duties, although I do miss torturing evil beings.
It's on the menu.
And they haven't started yet, but it's only a matter of time until I start to explain to them the threat, the curse on this earth or world that is the undead, and start teaching them how to fight. So that'll be next. They need to clean first, wax on, wax off, sweeping and all that, and then they get to learn how to use the hammers and maces.
All right. Well, while you're waxing off,
okay,
I'm gonna take the lady or what's her name?
Morwin. Yes,
Morwin. I know it wasn't them. You said she was poorly clothed. I'm assuming she's capable of doing something.
Yeah, more than definitely. She is. She seems there's more than meets the eye with her. So.
All right. So. And you mentioned my armor needed repair anyway. I've got this nice +3 chainmail that I don't want falling apart. So we're going to head into town. And while we're shopping and repairing and getting her kitted out, I want to ask her more about what she thinks is going on around here.
Well,
and,
when you guys get to the temple, she's very, very verbose about this, and is saying that she needs to get message back to her people, back to her family.
Okay, so
and she doesn't know how she can do that without, at this stage. There's only one person that you guys know who might be able to get a message back to her people, and that would be Aldemar.
Okay.
So because
I'm also.
And they have. I should also remind you guys that when they saw Aldemar, they took special care of Aldemar,
That's right.
knowing exactly what he was when you guys brought him in, and he was completely unconscious and really out of it. So, but he's the only one who she would trust to get a message back to her people that there is something more going on here. Okay. She's also very concerned with the fact that there were, when you guys came out of the cave mouth there, and there was a battle with the gnolls and the hobgoblins, that there were also a few humans, but there were also drow. There are also dark elves that were there, and that was very concerning for her, put it that way. And so at that point, Blodgett, I should also point out that Blodgett managed to pick up a few icons and a few trinkets as well. And they all have that 4-pointed star that I showed you with the wavy line star on each one of them. And actually, DS, roll me a D20 real quick.
Sure.
Rooting for you.
7.
7. Okay. You've seen this sign before somewhere. You might need to in some way present it before the council, or like at least have some sort of communication with them through like etherealness. But you know that mark is from the old world, but you're not quite sure what it actually means. You've seen it somewhere before. Q, roll me a D. Ryan, roll me a D20.
You can call me Q. It's fine.
Q. Cucci.
Holy jeez. It's my amazing day. A 15.
15. You are pretty sure this is a symbol of a let's say a rival monastery to your own. You've seen it before.
Guys. This is a symbol to a rival monastery. I've seen this before.
Really?
Yeah.
Grad say that's done. That's not good.
This temple that we're in now.
Apparently,
it's on. You know what's funny is like you probably could remember it if you weren't still hungover. If you're,
sorry guys. If I wasn't so hungover, I would have probably remembered which one it was. It's just the tip of my tongue.
You should probably take a cure of hair of dog.
Actually, Gray, roll me a D20 as well. You might.
Okay, I've claimed this temple for Paylors. Oh fuck, 1.
You have no earthly clue. I should make.
But I know it's not my monk, and I'm the fire ones, right? Aren't I rolling?
Am I rolling a skill check?
No. You're rolling a wisdom check. Actually, so that would have given you that. Actually, okay.
Rolling a D20. Stop asking questions.
Were the ones on the boat?
You definitely know that this is a monastic sign symbol, and you think it might have something to do with it certainly is an old world symbol, but it has something to do with an old world cult.
Okay. I'm going to cast Detect Evil. I'm going to detect if there's any evil in this place, and if there is, I'm going to get rid of it.
Okay. You don't detect any evil on the items themselves. You do detect evil on Dias, though.
What?
Something he has is not
faint smell of stinky evil is on Dias.
Something he's carrying.
So I walk up to him and I sniff him a little bit just for dramatic effect.
So
establishing dominance. I love it.
Gray
where do I detect the evil on him? Where is
the swimsuit area?
From a particular
below his belt.
You notice that it's on his belt, and you notice that there is a dagger in his belt that is a drow dagger that he pulled from the dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell him to get that thing out of my temple. That cursed thing out of my temple.
He's pointing at your swimsuit area.
Yes, I'm pointing at his swimsuit area, insisting we get that evil thing out of my temple.
Nobody wants it.
So Dias, you didn't even remember you had it on you up to this point.
Might be a good idea to get rid of that dagger there.
Yeah, I take it out and I say.
The minute you take it out, it is a black blade, and it turns to powder, fine grain like powder, and blows away.
If he is unarmed, I will give him one of my weapons. So that
he has plenty. He just pulled it because he thought it was cool.
Just thought it was fun to bring the devil's magic in here.
Yeah,
right.
Well, it's
be gone.
Drow hardware, drow weapons don't last in above ground for very long. That's why.
Yeah, they crumble.
Right.
Shit.
Morwen takes great interest in the fact that you're now holding on to what's left of the hilt of this drow dagger. And then she turns to you, Duncan. She says, "We have to get message out that there's something afoot. Something afoot is going on here."
I draw attention to it, and I say, "See, this is what happens when you bring evil into Paylor's house."
Mm-hmm. She said, she looks at both of you. She looks at Gray, and she looks at Duncan. She says, "Where's the ranger?"
He's here.
He's up at the apothecary. Is where he's at. Right?
He's at the
convalescing
at the chemist.
So she needs to see the ranger.
All right. Well, we need to go get her some proper gear anyway. We can head that way. I'm going to ask Monk Boy to inquire at the docks while he's looking at all the pretty boats. If there's anybody who is trying to sort of run the blockade that could maybe get either us or a message out of here as well.
Yeah,
We
sure.
were
but it's Monk Man.
Well, you were calling him Orc Boy, so I just.
That's true, but I was doing it with flair.
Okay. Blodgett, what are you doing with all this? Thistle is not with you right now. She's out doing something.
Okay. I think I'm going to follow Duncan and the lady as they do some shopping, just to get a better lay of the land and also see what other kind of gear might be available.
Okay. And so you guys are there. Grot, you and Q are going to go see the docks.
Yes, got Benjamin in the pack, and we're on to the docks. Yep.
I wanted to go to that alchemist.
Okay. We'll put you out. Okay, you can go see the alchemist. Gray, Lupo is pretty much preoccupied with the parishioners right now, and he's really kind of pouring through the book of that he pulled from the previous adventure right now. So other than that, he's kind of preoccupied. If you want to take him, you can. If not, or if you want to just stick around here, it's fine too.
Oh boy. Does Lupo seem to at least kind of have it together to where he's not going to be zoning out while?
No, he's fine. He's fine. He just seems like he's a little bit preoccupied. It's kind of like he has the morning stares.
Okay. I will go with the rest, but first I want to remind Lupo to make sure that everybody has this place spotless by the time we get back.
Because he looks you in the eye and says, "Yes, Father, we understand."
We will be having prayers later.
Mm-hmm.
Prayers to Pillar. Be sacrifice some orcs.
Okay, Grot, you and Q are heading up this way. DS, are you going with them, or are you going to go to the alchemist? So you can go this way as well. You have an idea where it was because you had to go there when you first got in. So right here, as I said before, this is a chandelier. Passing by. This is an easy one for you. Right in this building right here. It's a little bit curious to you, Q, because you seem to see what looks like it looks like it's a wine shop of some sorts because the wooden sign out front.
You know, it wouldn't hurt to take a look.
It has a grape and looks like what looks like a cask, like a grape and a cask, and maybe
like maybe they know where the slaves are going. So why don't we go look?
Okay,
Rat, we're gonna love it. Bring your friend.
I have Benny's in the pack, but
Benny's with you, yeah.
Yeah, Grat, say you have wineskin. You need another one?
I just want to take a look. Just take a second.
All right, Grat, go inside.
All right, do the peek in like I'm compulsed, like I have to go in, but that my better sense says we should be going to the docks.
Okay.
Yes.
So you peek your nose in, and the bell behind the door that you didn't see rings, and
Bell.
there's a what looks like a shopkeep of some sorts, a human, rather robust, not super fat, but a little bit on the heavy set side.
Fat
Funky
fuck
bastard.
human.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he introduces himself. He says his name is Karil. He says, "What are you guys interested in?" He says, "We really haven't had much business lately." He doesn't have the dock worker accent.
Really? You don't sound like you're from here, friend. My fat friend.
He says, "Oh, I've been here for a while, for quite some time." He says, I'm the wine cellar. How can I help you?"
We're on our way to the docks. We're finding out there's this blockade. We're trying to find pirates. And we're trying to see if there's anything there that anybody knew, somebody suspicious. And what the hell damn it, what'd you guys tell me I was supposed to ask? I forgot already. This hangover is brutal.
Along one wall is a variety of barrels and casks. A few of them have taps in them. There are also some glass decanters around. And it appears that this is not necessarily a drinking establishment so much as they sell wines and ales here as well.
Oh, right,
yeah, they would sell it to people on
all
ships.
Right, Grat's going to ask the fat merchant if he has two medium-sized flasks, and if he could fill one up with ale and one up with Arcean Red.
So he produces two. He produces one flask for you. He doesn't have to do like a flask, but he does have actually glassware, I guess, is what he would have too. Has some glassware, and he also has some mugs and stuff for you guys to sort of sample. So you can taste, but there's no drinking in this establishment. It's just for tasting to see if you would like to purchase, a full cask kind of thing.
We don't need full cask. We need 2 flasks to carry with us, if you know what I'm saying.
He explains to you that he actually is the sort of the vintner or the seller of wines and ales to the inns that are here, such as the one you were just at. So he basically sells like a lot of stuff, but he's more than happy to give you guys samples. So especially because he hasn't had anybody in there in quite some time. So
try as many samples as he'll let me imbibe.
My friend Q here has not had breakfast, so give him something.
Right. All right. So Carol kind of looks at you because he sees that you are just basically in your pajamas, and then he looks at Grot kind of questioningly, like,
"No, we're not. We're just friends."
No. He's thinking money wise is what he's looking at.
Oh, that's what he's thinking. Well, if there's no free samples, that's fine.
So basically, that's what he was waiting for.
Grant throw 2 gold pieces his way.
Okay. Well, then fine. So he produces about 4 different samples for you both, and some ale for you as well, Grot.
Can you will he take a drink with us? With the samples?
Yeah. Oh yes.
Have a drink.
He just sips along with you a little bit there.
And you know nothing about any pirates, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So he says, he says the word around the dock is that we're on lockdown right now. There are privateers, and there are bad elements about. He says, I don't
know who hired the privateers.
The town, probably.
Who hired the privateers? He says, all I do. He just waits for his supplies to come in.
In lockdown, you get supply. Is there any? Do you know any willing? Perhaps you may know because you bring in supplies and deal with privateers. Any privateer you may know that would run blockade?
He says he doesn't know anything about. He says all he knows is his suppliers and just basically like freighters and stuff like that. He said, but if you were to ask, he said the place to do it would be down by the docks, or he said ask anybody that is on the council, such as Egan or Garvin. He said those are the two people who make the decisions in this town.
Well, who hates them then? Because if they're privateers, they're pirates that are being paid by a foreign agent.
Well, they could also
hate this town.
They could always be just private.
Like an outline rather than a rule.
They could be private agents that just have letters of marque from the town council to say, hey, you can pillage the ships nearby.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, but then why is the town council running a blockade on its own town? You see what I mean?
That's exactly.
And drinking while you guys are having this conversation.
Exactly.
And he's telling you, he's saying, pretty much that they enjoy protection. Their shipments and the suppliers here. What they're trying to do basically is this is sort of an in between, like the midway point for people for freights and stuff. But it's getting more and more difficult lately. Simply because of the predations of the slavers and also more, I guess, piracy, I guess would be the better term. But so
piracy or privateering?
Well, the privateers are the ones that would be at Burka, whereas the pirates are the ones that are sort of the ones going up and down the coast, taking
so the pirates are, so the pirates are the predators.
So they are. There's it's a lot of there's a lot of blurred lines.
So if somebody wanted to kill pirates, a privateer would probably be the guy that could pay us to do it if that's what you guys wanted.
Wait a second.
We need to get out of this town and off to where we hear the rumors up north or the other slaver area.
Oh, so we just want to get out of here then.
We don't want to stay.
Hey, Jesse, do you know Fireball?
He does.
Because imagine what a fireball would do to a pirate ship. We just have to get it within range and have him
Ulfr here.
Fireball the fucking pirate ship. We could we could clean it. We could clear up their pirate problem and probably pull in some hefty rewards too.
Well, Gray,
Dungeon Master, make it happen. Let's go.
Let's go pirate hunting.
Lodgit, where are you going?
Oh, I'm with Duncan and the lady going to look at stuff still. So I'm waiting for that. Which is why I'm not commenting on the fact that going out on one of the ships to lure them into a trap so that they try to board us and we take them on, I think is a great idea. But since my character isn't with Grot and Q, I can't
How
suggest
much
that to them.
is a cask of wine? Because I will get some for my followers.
Well, you're not there. You're not up with them right now.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
but he
I'm not
wants
with
to be.
them. I
Yeah.
thought it was.
No.
He just wants wine.
Yeah. Which way are you? Where are you going, Gray?
I was. Oh, I thought I was with them in the place with the wine.
No,
No.
I
It
didn't know
was
which
just
way
us
where
two.
you wanted to go.
Oh, sorry.
Were you
I was
going-
going with. I was with them.
DS, were you with them as well?
I was going to go to the alchemist wherever that direction
Okay,
is.
so you can
And
follow this
recharge
way.
that
Yeah.
wand.
All right. Gray, you're along there with them. I'll put you guys together. And let's move over this way. So you're passing by right now. This one shop here at the end here looks like a produce shop. It looks like there's some that the shopkeep is actually bringing it in for the day right now. But it looks like there's some like fresh fruit and some let's see, dried fruits. Let's see, because remember, scurvy would be a problem, right?
Yes, it would. It would suck.
So basically bringing in sort of her wares. And let's see what's down here. Blodgett and Duncan, you do notice that the just past this down the alleyway here is what looks like a weapons maker. Or there's some sort of arms. There's the sign out in front. You can't really. It's kind of indistinct, but it looks like there's like maybe a sword of some sorts that's on the outside of the store.
Okay.
So, in fact, it catches Duncan's eye because it's a sword and mace now that you can see. So it seems like that might be a place for you to go if you are looking for weaponry or maybe any kind of hardware. But the alchemist, or I should say, Aldemar is up here in the where you left him before. You guys would know where he is because he's with the apothecary up here.
Yeah, I definitely want to check out the weapon shop for repairs and whatever gear
Mhm.
the lady thinks that she needs. I have no idea what her class is, so I'm
Mhm.
just unless she's told me what she wants.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, what do you want for dinner? And she's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
you guys can get up to the weapons.
Don't even ask her. Just pick out a weapon for her. So
All
the
right.
lady will have the short
The,
sword.
See
the
what
lady
she's-
will
see
have
what
the
she-
daggers and.
See what she's proficient in.
All right.
You know how to
let's-
use this? Good. Here.
I believe you were at. Let's see here.
Give the lady the pink sword.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you to, because I know that you need to get to the. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. All right. So you guys make it up to this area. There's definitely it's the sign of the mace. There is a shopkeep there. Again, they're kind of like a little on edge, and it seems like they're trying to close a little bit early for the day. But you guys make it in. You notice that there are all manners of axes, maces, and there's a few short swords about. Most of the stuff here looks like it's about an average make. You do notice one thing in this, and you do notice one very finely made mace that is kind of like hanging in the back, and sort of like, it doesn't look like it's for sale, but it looks like it looks out of place in this area. And the shopkeep's name is Faraday, and he basically sells weaponry mostly, but he also has leather armor. What else does he have here? And basically some just trinkets and necklaces and stuff like that as well, but mostly metal work in this place.
Does he have any sling bullets?
That's a possibility. You could ask.
Oh,
DS,
silvered ones.
I'm gonna move you up here a little bit further so you can get to the alchemist. So you guys, Duncan, you are in the weapons shop here with Morwen.
I am going to ask Mr. Faraday
Mhm.
if he has anything. Well, I have 3 questions for him. One, does he know somebody who can repair armor?
Mhm.
2, of the leather armor that he has, does he have anything that might be at least tailored to fit the lady?
Mhm.
And then 3, does he have any weapons that would be fitting for someone of her stature?
Well, she's kind of like poking around there. He definitely has some pretty finely made leather armor here that would definitely fit her.
All right.
And the only thing she's really looking at right now is just sort of like a few daggers. So she's not really interested in. She's like, she doesn't have any proficiency, let's just say, in like anything like more like formidable than like a dagger at this point.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell her to, stay strapped or get clapped. So at least get the daggers. and then when we've got that sorted out, I don't know if he was able to answer the chainmail repair question.
He says he could do it, but it will take probably a day or so to patch it up because it's busy work for him.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and leave it with him along with whatever deposit he needs to get that done. And I'm going to ask him about that mace that he's got hanging in the back.
He says, "Oh, that's not for sale." He says, "That's just pride of place. It's just a trophy." Blodgett, he does have sling bullets, as many as you want.
Okay. Does he have any that are silvered? Or could he manufacture some in the next?
He has none that are silvered, but I mean, he said he could probably could get you silvered ones within like a week's time.
Okay. I look at Duncan. Are we even going to be around here that long?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how everyone does down at the docks. So it might not be worth it.
How about if I left you some silver, would you be able to manage some in say a couple of days?
Well, he said that I could do because he would need to like source the silver. That's why.
Okay.
So I could melt these down into because he'd give him the silver pieces. He could melt them down and turn them into bolts.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll give him say 20 silver pieces to use, and then obviously I'll pay him for his effort, and I'll take 25 regular sling bullets just right now.
Okay.
And also I'll inquire on his leather armor if he has anything. How much smaller than I is Thistle?
She's about just a touch, like maybe like an inch or two, like shorter than you are.
Okay, I'll ask him if he has any leather that would fit my kind.
He says no, but he says you could see the leather worker up the way, and he points towards where to building 9 over here.
Okay, I'll thank him for that, and I'll go on ahead and leave him the silvers, and then pay him for the 25 regular sling bullets now.
Okay. All right. She says, "Yeah, give me a day's time. I can work that out for you."
Okay.
Let's see what else we got going on. Okay, so next to you here is the Archer's Head. This is the second best inn in the township here. And let's see. There we go. Where was it? Actually, I shouldn't say that. DS, you're over here.
Let me stop by produce first, real quick.
Oh, you would? Okay, so you can stop by the produce. That's fine. There's dried fruits basically that are there. There are some fresh fruits, but you don't know how long they've been out.
Do they have gum arabic? It's basically a food ingredient.
Yeah, she does actually.
And then maybe some good berries if they have them.
Sure. Let's see. Let's see how good the good berries are. Yeah, no problem. There's lots. She's actually pretty well provided for, but primarily because she hasn't had any customers lately, simply because they've been on lockdown.
Okay. And how many is like a batch?
By the way, she's a fairly like slim, thin human. She seems a bit more pale than you would have noticed, but she's got very very bright blonde hair. And she seems very glad to have your company, actually, because like she says, she hasn't had anybody come in quite some time. So let's see. I think that's about it. She specializes primarily in dried fruits. She has some fresh, as I said. She's got the berries and stuff like that, but she's still been waiting on supplies that haven't been coming in, obviously.
I bet a lot of these stores would be willing to pay a lot of gold for us to do something about the blockade.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay. And she also makes mention that the alchemist Hrothgar, who you guys saw in last episode, he occasionally comes down here and sort of picks through her garbage, and she's a little bit annoyed by it.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Not the actual like components and stuff.
No, he
Okay.
picks through her like her cast off, like her bad fruit.
Oh, interesting. All right. So how much would it be to get that? And how many good berries would it be for like a batch of those?
Should like silver pieces, basically, like 5 silver pieces.
Okay.
Gold. Remember, gold is like a lot of money to these people.
Right. So I can get like 20 good berries, I guess.
Certainly.
Okay. And then I'll get the material components as well that I need. All right.
idea.
Sounds good.
Well done. That's thinking with your head. And then she points to Hrothgar, which is right down here at 23, but you already knew that. It's right down from where you were before.
Yep. I'll be heading that way next.
I'll push you up that way. Duncan, is there anything else you're doing here? He can very easily repair your armor.
Yeah, I want to leave him the armor and whatever he needs to get that.
I also need to go, like, since you guys are in the township right now, because I was using Duncan as an NPC, and now I sort of gave him to you. He has that hammer that was a gift to him from Grot, but you are also proficient in other weapons, so you get to. I should say, because I never really decided for the character, but you can choose at least So you can choose at least 2 more weapons to be proficient in. So clearly, hammer and mace, kind of like blunt force weapons, you're already proficient in. So
Sure.
I'm going to leave it up to you to decide what you want to be proficient in as well.
Well,
Mhm.
I was thinking of visiting the archer next because I think a bow would be useful.
Okay, the Fletcher. Okay, back to you guys, Grot, Gray, and Q. You guys are sufficiently buzzed right now.
We're done. We're Grat and friends done day drinking. We're heading to docks now.
Are we sure the monk is done drinking, or is he still?
Yes,
sucking
I'm
samples?
not. I don't have a drinking problem. I just like drinking. I can stop anytime I want to.
Right.
We are going to the docks. We are gonna fireball the thing.
We're not fireball it. We're gonna go talk to some people and all meet there. We're gonna try to hire.
It's a slang.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, across from you here, I should point this out as you guys were coming by. The building here, 11, is a stables. Those are the double doors.
Okay.
You can
I think this
hear
DM's distracting us with horses and shit. Let's go.
right here in 9 is the leather worker, as you already know. And then, right here is an outfitter. Seems like a general store of some sorts. And then number 8 right here is a jeweler. The jewelry store is closed, though. The door's locked and barred.
Do you guys want to rob the jeweler or go find some pirates?
Hey,
Pirates it is then. Let's go to the docks.
Let's not.
Probably not a good idea to make
there'll
townspeople angry while we're still in it.
I don't want to rob
There
the
will
jeweler.
be plenty of pirates to pillage later.
Pirates,
Yeah, they rob the jeweler, and then we rob them. Money's
exactly.
laundered.
And then we keep it.
All right, you guys are getting up towards the dock areas, which is up in this way.
It's all that squiggly shit.
Yeah,
It's all the sand
it's
and
a
shit.
beach, man. It's a beach.
All
You
right.
go lay out and get a tan.
Right.
Looking kind of pale there, Q.
Yeah, well,
Right. What looks like what looks like a town hall of some sorts, like a meeting area. And there are a few people inside of it right now, and you hear what sounds like some sort of argument going on inside.
do we take this bait?
I know.
And then-
Anything the DM says is usually an opportunity for some time.
Yeah,
And
let's
we'll
go
stop
check out.
We'll stop for a minute and just like cock our ears.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear loud discussion, and it sounds like there's a probably, you can't really tell. There's probably about you guess about 10 people that are inside, and they are arguing over what to do about the pirates and how they're going to get their shipments in and out. And then next to that is a stables of some sort over here, and then also scattered about this area, you also see ropes, netting, sails, all kinds of detritus, let's just say, all kinds of stuff that are not.
All right, DM, I'll play along. Let's go talk to the horses, the stable.
Okay.
Before that, we should. Q being dumb. So we should probably like talk. Grat go in.
On towards like now, it's now past sunset by the time you get out here. So,
Prime pirate season. Let's go. Let's go to the water.
So it's getting a bit
all
dark.
day. We've walked
We
like a block.
Riders are
we
coming
need
out.
to get our elf wizard first. Fireball.
We're outfitting
pirates.
ourselves. We have to outfit ourselves for this upcoming quest, as it were. So we should probably remember that the town hall they're arguing about what to do. So we may be able to use that as leverage once we've talked to someone and figure out some shit at the docks. Like, hey, we're gonna solve your pirate problem.
Mhm.
So
Q, as you're poking your head into the stables, you notice that there's no horses in the stables.
What the hell? No horses in the stable. Something is amiss. Friends,
It looks
the
as if
horses are gone.
it looks as if there are some
Horses are on
sort
the
of
track.
there's some bags. It looks like there's some
It looks like there's some bags.
some storage area here that
Storage
repurposed
in here.
the stables.
it's repeating everything.
Yes.
All right, let's damn it. All right, fine. Since you told me
So
this
the
stuff's there, I got to
horses-
investigate it.
The horses are missing. Have we seen any wanted posters for sled?
Good question, DM.
Well, Grot and Gray are listening. Q, you hear what sounds like whispers coming from within the stables that is not necessarily stables.
Walk up
Are
to the
they-
whispery sounds cautiously, though. I don't want to make as much noise as I can. I don't want to stumble about, but I want to be kind of, quiet. So if they're not paying attention, I can sneak up and see what's going on.
Okay. You get into the stables here, and you hear something moving in the rafters. It's at least a 2-story stables with a loft area to it as well.
Well, what is it? Stop leaving me in suspense, damn it. What am I looking at?
You hear what sounds like whispers in a language that you don't really understand.
Foreigners.
And now you hear something move towards the back end of the stables area.
Can I see anything, or is it like dark in here?
It's just a dusk, so you have just a faint little bit of light coming through the side walls.
So can I see anything or no?
Not real. I mean, just all you can see right now is what look like barrels. There are bags everywhere.
You know
And
what? Fuck it.
netting, there's fishing stuff.
It's a stable, so they got the big open stable doors. Let's open these things and let's take a look. Boom, boom. Make our awareness like we're here. Bam.
As
Kick
you're
those fuckers.
as you're bending down to open one of these things up, something slashes your back.
Arrgh!
Shit.
Time to fight.
Yeah.
Scream out in pain because that hurts like
Do we
a son of a
hear
bitch.
this?
You guys are listening to the argument that's going on. All you hear right now is you guys are listening in on the town hall meeting outside. So,
All right.
Well, where's my initiative? Let's get in it. Where's my attack thing? Here, on a sec. I gotta look at the mock thing.
what you see?
Well, obviously, I'm turning around. Like, what hit me?
What drops down in front of you? It doesn't look human, but it
Fuck is
looks
that
kind
thing?
of.
How's
It
that
looks,
Wawa?
you guys don't know what it is. You guys aren't there.
Kick it.
Do
Something.
we hear him freaking out?
No, you guys are listening to the
Yeah,
argument.
we're oblivious to this.
Oh,
You're
sure.
hearing it because you're focusing on that. Push this back down. There we go.
I should fuck with them and just cast silence.
So this thing drops from the rafters. It looks like a prehensile tail of some sort. It looks at you, and you look at it. The only thing you can see in the light that is coming through the roofing is you see its face. It looks like it's bald. It's definitely sort of a gray looking thing, and you notice that imprinted or like burned as a brand into its forehead is that symbol with the four star of the four.
Oh, the fucking
shit.
the other monks.
Mm.
That symbol.
This is definitely not a human.
Well,
Or
it's definitely gonna have my foot in its ass.
it used to be. You've taken 1 damage of slashing damage because in its middle it's holding a dagger, and it hisses at you and lunges at you. So roll me,
Its tail is holding a dagger.
Roll me a D20.
D20. Do you guys ever use any of the D10s for initiative or anything?
No, that's mostly for damage, actually.
Oh, God damn it. There we go. One
Damage
sec.
and percentile stuff.
Yeah.
God,
That's it.
13.
13. Okay. It lunges at you, but your monk's reflexes allow you to sort of, it all comes back to you like in a moment. So you have a momentary initiative as it lunges at you and swings past you. You can see that it has very elongated hands and it has definitely very like razor sharp teeth. The eyes are a milky white and it has a prehensile tail. The ears look like it could have been at some point an elf. So it gives you that kind of the feeling that, well, you don't know what the fuck this thing is, but it could have been something else before. And so it lunges past you. You manage to sort of like sidestep it so you can get an attack in. Actually, you got 2 attacks in for your initial round. So roll me a D20 twice.
All right. Yeah. That all sounded like great, like autopsy stuff. We're not focused on that now. All right. First D20 is son of a bitch, a 5.
All right, nothing there. Keep going. Give me another one.
And the second one is a 20.
Okay.
Nice.
You like elbow it on the way down, and it kind of knocked the wind out of it. And let's see with your monks, because you have open hand attacks, which are actually pretty devastating. So let me.
Oh yeah, I fuck all kinds of shit up.
Yeah, you do. Okay, you managed to like kind of elbow it down onto the floor, and it's kind of coiling itself around into the corner. And as you do that, as it's coiling itself around in the corner, you notice the second one that is now about to drop on you from the rafters.
Dang it! I need to get out of here and get my assistance for my friends. All right, what are my options here?
Yell really loud.
So you look.
I've been yelling this whole time. You guys are busy.
Oh shit! Do we hear him?
You look up and you hear and you see this. You see another one of these things, and it drops down from the rafters at you. It's a little bit different. It has a prehensile tail, but the claws on the front of its hands, it's only got 2, but it's like got like sort of hooking claws. They're coming at you. So it drops down on top of you, and it hooks you with one and misses with the other and misses with the bite. So it got you with one hook. So it catches you and is trying to drag you into its mouth. So you're going to take the hooking attack. You're going to take 3 points of damage from the hooking attack, and it's trying to drag you in towards its mouth. So like now it's kind of grappled with you. So you're going to have to get into.
I'm going to have to punch it in the eye. That's usually either punch in the eye, unless there's a femur bone. There's always a femur bone lying around. If there's a femur bone, jam it in its open mouth. Otherwise, punch it or attack it in the eye.
The other one is
not a rancor.
The other one is sort of working its way back to its feet after you kind of like elbowed it down, which was a pretty good, devastating hit to it. So actually, it's kind of like it's kind of you managed to stun the other one, but this one that just left on top of you has one hook in you right now.
Damn,
so,
he's got a hook. I was like, fucking running and getting you guys would have been a really good idea, but okay, what part of the stable are we in? Is there like a rafter beam that I can punch and like, you know how like it kills the stability and the roof falls down?
Perhaps.
Punch it in the testicles.
Headbutt it.
Right in the cojones.
No. All right. So if I see something in the room that's a main support for like a rooftop or something, I'm going to attack that to knock it down, to make a whole fucking bunch of noise and drop some hay bales or whatever the fuck on this thing.
What's your charisma? Try to seduce the creature.
Oh, my charisma. I'm Pat Stedman. My charisma is exactly what you think it is.
Can't be worse than mine.
Oh, it's not bad.
Roll me
8.
Only another D20. You got one attack on this round. Go. Tweet.
14.
Okay, that's enough because you guys, you can barely miss with this. So you manage to grab them, and you've got to get you're kind of forced into a grappling situation, but you're pretty good at that. So you can throw it. You can throw the thing off of you. It's trying to stay hooked to you, but you manage to throw it off of you. As you're throwing it off, the other one that is behind you manages to rake you once, nope, and twice, no. It tries to rake you with 2 claws.
You can't fuck with me.
It's looking to, it's kind of whipping the dagger that is in its tail, its prehensile tail, around, but it's not going to get an attack on you this turn. You manage to throw this one off of you, and now, Grot, roll me a d20. Gray, roll me a d20.
Deaf motherfuckers, you better roll.
15.
14.
Okay.
14.
All
I
right.
don't know what I'm rolling for.
You don't hear
That's pretty bad.
Grot, you don't hear. No, you both are paying attention. Grot, you don't hear anything coming from the stables, but you're looking around going, where the fuck happened? What happened to the monk?
My wisdom is 19.
Grat
if that's what we're trying to roll on.
will head towards stable because that where last time he saw a Q.
Okay. So you get to the stable and you hear some commotion going on inside the stable. Like you hear like some kind of thud, like there's some sort of combat that's going on.
I follow
Grat opens stable door.
Okay, so Grot opens the door. Grot, you look into the door and you look at these things, and you've seen these things before.
Oh no, Grat's seen these before.
And Gray, you have you get to the stable door and you have seen these things before.
Grat, help! Do I see Q?
Yeah, Q's right in the middle of all this. I should put this over here. There's one behind him, and there's one that he just threw off of him that's in front of him.
Friend Q, you have this?
Stab, you stupid man!
All right.
As you guys come in, the one that's behind him turns at you, hisses, and it lunges at Gray.
All right.
I exclaim, Paylor's
Golem over
gleaming balls, and I smash him in the face.
All right.
With
Let me
my mace.
roll before you do that. Let's roll for initiative. Give me a d20. Also, you too, Graham.
A D20 or
D20.
a D6?
No, d20 for this time.
We're still doing the
Alright.
5 stuff.
11.
11,
15.
15. Okay. The caveling, this thing that you have seen before, and you will remember what it is here in just a moment, lunges at Gray and plows into him, just like full body slams into him, and you're going to take a bite
Bastard. Oh, no.
for three points of damage. So now this thing is like attached itself onto Gray Grot. So you see this thing that just kind of it's very, very fast.
Oh,
So it jumps like supernaturally fast.
Where is it biting me?
Well,
Chest and neck area.
Oh, so can I bite it like on the ear while it's biting my neck?
Holy Tyson.
Yeah,
reaction.
you could try. You could do something like that if you'd like.
Well, you know what? Actually, depending on where my arm is, if I can, I'm gonna hit it in the groin with my mace.
Okay. Well, it's attached itself like to the front of you, and it's kind of awkward because these things are about 5.5, 5'8" height.
If it's about
Very
5'8",
fast.
then it's probably right at about the height where I can slam it in the groin with my mace.
You could do so with the butt of it right now.
I'm gonna try to do that
because it's grappling with you, so you could do it with the butt of the mace if you want. And I'll give you 2 attacks on it because it's right on top of you. It's all you can do to stay on your feet right now.
All right. Actually, well, let's try this. I'm going to try to hit it in the balls with the mace in the first one. If that doesn't work, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to try to fall on it so all my weight comes down in the back of this motherfucker's head on whatever the floor is. So first roll.
all 50 pounds of you?
Do it now.
I'm like 140. First roll is a 5.
Oh, okay,
So-
that's not going to do anything.
And the second roll is a 13.
13. Okay, you managed to like kind of rib it with the butt of the mace. It kind of hurts it. It loosens its grip. It's still kind of clinging to you. Grot, you see all this going on with Gray. Q, this thing has the one you threw up and rears back around. It looks like it's getting ready to lunge again.
Let's do it.
What do you want to do?
Come on, fucko, let's go.
You want to let him?
No, I want to hit him first.
Okay.
'Cause I'm faster and prettier.
You are prettier. Yes, you stun it with your good taste.
Let me guess. 1d20? Oh no, is it every 3 rounds I get 2 or every 5?
You get every
round you get
2
2.
rounds
So
you get 3
yep.
attacks. Yeah.
You get 2 attacks every other round. So
Right,
this
so
this
two
round
this
you
round,
get
right?
yeah, you get 2 this round. And it lunges at you simultaneously. So go ahead.
Uh-oh. A 6 and a 13.
Okay,
Fuck,
the
I'm
13
useless as tits.
the 13 is good enough to like sort of shunt it to one side.
Yeah, shunt
So it pushes it off to this side, and as you do, you notice in the opposite door or the opposite end of the stables right there, you see what looks like a figure of some sort, like a human-sized figure, and it's in what look like reddish robes, making the light,
Wait a minute.
and
Isn't
it's
that the same color as that medallion that I recognized, but not
it's
really?
yeah, something like that.
Do we
but it's-
all notice this?
no,
Or just
only Q.
Oh, you're
Grot doesn't-
busy staring at the thing's nuts.
Remember,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is to scale. This is like
Grad
Grad
Thank
attacks.
you.
Grad will attack soon.
Well, not much I can do about that. My turn's over.
okay. Grot, what are you gonna do? You see this thing that's on top of Gray. You got one
I'll-
shot here to help him out.
With my greatsword, I'm going to stab into this thing.
Okay.
I get a-
You want to take a
plus
you want
The
to
one
whack
that's attacking me?
the one that's
Yeah.
on top of Gray. You
Yeah.
can go, don't fumble.
Wait, with the fucking sword. All right, be careful.
I'm not gonna slap. I'm gonna stab at it. So and I get a +4. I'm using the
Okay.
AD&D rule, so it's +4, not higher than that. 8 + 4 is 12.
Okay. You managed to sort of like graze it on the side and sort of rip the side of it open.
Okay.
It's definitely taken a good chunk of damage, and it kind of like it bleeds out this black blood, this black ooze that kind of comes out of it.
Can I see what just happened from my
It drops,
vantage point?
yeah, because it drops off of you. It was
I just saved your ass. Grad
now
save you.
dropped off of you. It looks like it's very weakened right now. Q, this one is, it looks at you and then it looks back at the figure that's in the doorway here. And
It's massive.
the figure blows what looks like a whistle of some sorts, and you don't hear any sound coming from the whistle
Oh, it's a dog whistle.
except for Grot. Grot does hear. Grot actually does hear the.
Grad shakes his head.
He hears you hear kind of like a high pitch, high frequency whistle in your head.
There's a Grad hear a loud whistle. Something gonna happen.
Okay. As
Whistle,
the
my friends.
as the whistle blows, this one leaps
Good
out
autobiography.
this
title.
end of the stables, or what's left of the stables there. The other one looks as if it's going to try to get away that way, but it's slow and it's sort of like it's blooded and it's definitely not going to make it out the door. So as he blows the whistle, you see that he sort of vanishes, and so does the other thing that was on top of you just a minute ago. So you have one of these things that's right here. Gray, you're up next. What do you want to do?
It's on the ground, crawling towards it.
It's trying to, but it's
I
like
take my mace
wounded.
where the round thing is. I put it underneath the thing's face, and I put its teeth down on it, and I stomp on the back of its head.
Gonna curbs mace stomp him.
okay. So the wonderfully healing, forgiving pastor.
It's evil though, so this is okay.
It's good that he's lawful good. I would hate to see Drew playing chaotic evil.
Right.
That has to be a blast.
Gray,
We
just
need to do an evil
roll me a-
campaign.
This
Roll me a
is
D20.
righteous violence.
this is sanctioned. Go ahead and
The
roll,
use of force against evil is righteous.
roll a d20.
17.
Okay, you crush its skull and you smash it. Oh, and Q, you kind of look back and you go, "Damn, that was violent."
Interesting. I don't know how to feel about this. Tell me how I'm supposed to feel about that information, Roll.
Taylor
You guys
helps those
hear that
who
whistle?
help themselves. That's what I just
No,
said
I don't hear no
earlier.
whistle.
Okay.
I saw a man in a
few seconds
robe,
ago.
though.
There was whistle, and then the creatures moved away.
So, Gray and Grot, roll me a d20.
Guys
Nine.
better get 20s.
9,
10.
10. Okay, Gray, that's good enough for you because it's a wisdom check. You realize that this thing that you just squished is very
13.
similar to the experiments that Marquesa was doing
Oh, fuck,
in
in the
the
cave.
caves. So this is like, remember, I don't know if you guys remember the
Oh,
cave.
yeah, it attacked Blodgett, didn't it?
Yeah, the
It was like
town's
the,
been
that
infiltrated.
elf that was all fucking twisted and weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was once,
Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you guys that because I wasn't there.
yeah.
Witness
This
your battle.
was once an elf, but it is something else now. It is twisted experiment of some sorts.
Oh, it's dead.
The symbol now comes back to you, Q, and you'll realize that the symbol that is sort of emblazoned on what's left of this thing's head is a sign of the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Guys, that symbol, that's the Scarlet Brotherhood. I remember now. And I saw a man over there in robes who was whistling, I think.
He must have blew whistle that all I could
Well,
hear.
let's fucking go. Get to that back door.
Let's go find him.
Yeah.
All right, you guys move to the back, and he is gone.
Is there footprints we can follow in sand?
Yeah, is anybody here trackable? Or are you guys trackers?
We have a ranger. Where is he? Is he still at the apothecary?
Yeah, he's still convalescing.
God damn it. All right, I'll be right back. I'm running over to the apothecary. Run down to where I think they are.
Can I go cast heal on him? Is this
We don't
the
have
next
time for that
day?
bullshit. Come
You
on,
just-
Rolo, move the icon.
Crush his skull. No, you cannot.
Oh, no. Not on him, on the ranger. Wait,
No,
do we want to question this thing?
Remember, Aldemar was sort of fighting for his soul in the soul ring. That's what,
Oh, that's right.
yeah. It's not a question of a heal spell.
Oh, shit.
Let's get back to Diaz. Diaz, you get up to Hrothgar up here, you already have seen him before.
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh, the elf again.
I need your assistance.
Everybody needs my assistance.
I
What
need
can I do
this-
for you? What can I do for you?"
I need this paper
How many?
separated.
Paper separate.
Oh, okay.
The sticky paper.
I don't want to use my charges.
So he looks at once you show him the glued together paper, he looks at it and goes, oh my. So he brings over a brazier, and he's got some what looks like a hot water, but he throws some herbs and some other things into the hot water, then he waits for it to boil. And he takes the paper from you, and he's looking at it. He says, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. So he takes it and holds it over the steam of the boiling water that is in front of you, and peels the paper apart. And inside of the two pieces that were glued together, there's another parchment that is inside of it, and it is in a language that you don't understand fully right now. So it is definitely some sort of magical language. But something was very, very important in this, and Hrothgar essentially says that this is the way that scrolls used to be delivered in the old world, to like very powerful scrolls that weren't even you weren't even supposed to look at the writing, because if like in a scroll, like a regular scroll, you can read like a little bit and get a hint as to what the scroll's about. These kinds of scrolls tend to be very like scrolls of power, very powerful scrolls. So from the old world. So he doesn't have the ability to read it, and neither do you, which is probably a good thing.
Wow.
You get the feeling that's a good thing. You don't understand the language, although you might be able to cast a read language spell on it and then figure it out.
Okay. And
Read magic, I guess, would be the next thing.
I ask if he can charge wands as well.
He says, I could do that, but I don't have any way to power them. He says, I could, he says, unless you have something that I could transfer it from. It's kind of like transferring battery power from one piece to another piece.
And I ask him, how long does that take?
He says, well, it depends on what we're talking about or what we're looking at.
So I'm going to show him the, God, what is that thing called?
Springerly?
The Springerly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Fire Wand. Let's see if he might be able to charge the Fire Wand a little bit.
So he says, because he's familiar with the Fire Wand. He says, a very useful tool. He doesn't know what the Springerly is because it's kind of an oddball thing, but he says it's, the function's probably the same. He says I could probably do this in about 3 or 4 hours.
Okay, that's pretty good. I think I'll do that.
Okay. Do you want to stick around there and wait for him to do it, or do you want to just sort of come back?
I'll probably come back. I asked him if he has the potions ready for the others.
He seems fairly trustworthy because this is the guy that helped you guys heal up when you first got here, and he can't go anywhere. So I'm sorry, what were you saying? What was the next question?
Oh, if he has the potions that the others ended up requesting.
Yes, I believe it was
them up
healing potion. Yeah, because that was days ago, so he would have those now.
Okay, so I would do that then.
Okay, all right, Duncan, Blodgett, and Morwin. What do you guys? You guys have? You're still at the weapons maker's shop.
Right. I think we finished our business there. I'm going to wait for my armor to get repaired. I was going to visit the Fletcher to see about picking up a nice longbow and ammunition for that.
All right.
And I was going to head to the leather maker.
Okay. Leather maker is over here. Duncan, you're not really sure where the Fletcher is, so
I thought the weapons guy just pointed it out to us.
Yeah.
he pointed to where the leather makers placed.
Okay, well then I'm going to ask him where the Fletcher is because I thought we already had that information.
He says it's up in Midtown, up in this area up here.
Okay, I'm going to head in that direction.
Okay. All right. That's here. Here. Okay. Let me move this along. All right. You find here is trapping supplies for trappers in this area. And then let's see. Here we go. And 21 is the Fletcher right here. So it's around the corner. So there's a bowyer and a Fletcher that's right here. The Fletcher also sells fishing supplies as well. So you can go and pick up supplies there. And let's get back to Gray and Q and Grot now. So you don't see any tracks.
Huh?
It's like Ninja. He's there and he's not there.
That sucks. All right.
So what do you guys want to do? Gray, you now understand that Q is more than meets the eye. And you also understand that, yeah, exactly. And you
I
also
drink to forget.
he drinks to forget. Absolutely.
Don't we all?
You also realize that the Scarlet Brotherhood is part of the old world as well. And it seems that they have returned in the form of the slavers.
Okay.
And perhaps that is the clue that you've been looking for from the battle of a couple episodes ago.
Guys, this
We
was the
need
clue to
to
the battle you've been looking
eventually-
for from a couple episodes ago.
I am
Part of the old world.
the droid you're
The
looking for.
fuck up.
All right, Grot, Gray, what do you guys want to do?
Well,
We're
need
gonna-
to do something about it, but we also need to make our way back so we can report this, because that's kind of what I'm supposed to be doing. But I feel like I have more responsibility to do something here first. I don't know. Should we go and find out what that argument was about that led us here to begin with, or was?
Well, Gret say we stick with original plan of heading to docks and finding get information.
That all right? That sounds like a
Docks
plan.
are very close.
I make sure that I completely crush the skull of that thing.
Okay.
I want to make sure that there's absolutely no possibility that it recovers, that it is dead.
As you're doing and you're kind of walking away, it's definitely dead. Completely, utterly crushed, dead. Q, you notice the dagger that it had in its prehensile tail is still there, and it is a very nicely made dagger.
Oh,
In fact,
shit.
a little bit longer than a dagger, even like as close to between a dagger and a short sword as you could possibly make. Q.
Does he recognize
Yeah, do I?
the make of the dagger? Does it look familiar?
Looks as if it's a dagger you have seen used in monasteries before, and
I've
you would
seen
probably
this dagger in the monasteries before.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
It's the
Those are
Crimson
his
Guard.
buddies.
It's a Crimson Brotherhood. you
The
son of a-
Brotherhood is obviously the pirates. Let's go kick the Crimson Brotherhood's ass. They're from the world that used to be. They brought these evil hell spawns in here. They almost killed me. Luckily, I'm like a fighting master. We got to run to the docks, bring that knife. Let's run it into one of these guys. Let's save these slaves.
Q, you've got the dagger now.
All right, I don't know what to do with this thing. Does anybody want a dagger? I don't do daggers.
No
Actually,
edged weapons for me. It's against my religion.
Actually, pretty handy with it.
Grad will take the dagger.
Here, take the dagger. Give him the dagger.
What the?
Use it as a toothpick.
A pretty finely made dagger brought.
Fine,
All
I'll
right.
keep the dagger. Jesus.
All right, Indian giver.
Here, we're so like it's just like look, we're like 2 inches from the dock.
Yeah.
So we're trying to go for like an hour and a half.
Fucking around with the dagger.
Well, I didn't
We
know
had
it was
to
worth something.
Stop and investigate the
I just thought it
argument.
was evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you guys get up to the these are the secondary docks. There's other docks that are on this side over here.
How badly hurt is the monk? I'm wondering if I should cast heal on him before we get into another.
He only took like
Okay.
3
I'm
points.
fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
All right. Well, if you get
He's
fucked
not
up,
bleeding
worse,
out. He's not bleeding out or anything. You've seen him worse.
scratches. Tis but a scratch.
All right, you guys make it to the dock area down here. There's a lot of dock workers that are just kind of sitting around twiddling their thumbs. Most of them are drinking. A few of them are like mending nets. The fishermen who can actually go out and fish are there, and they're looking at you and they're like, "What are you doing here, Outlanders? What do you want here? What you want?" There's nothing. There's no playing here. No playing here.
We are not here to
Brett
play.
put
We
foot up
are here
grass.
to help you take back these waters.
And how you going to do that, holy man?
Whoop some ass.
We need.
We
to-
are. What
I
he
need
said.
your boots, your clothes, and your motorcycle.
My eye.
Are you men? Are you men?
Yeah, man. What are you? And he looks at you and he goes, "What are you, old man?"
140 pounds.
We are
of-
Devo.
Says, "What
Which of you
what-
have
what-
taken
what-
up arms against these pirates?
He says, "We take up arms against anybody who come over here and try to take our stuff." He says, "What do you?
Why
what do
are
you?"
you not out on the water hunting these pirates?
So you look at the you look at them and you can see that these guys are basically dock hands. They're not like warriors of any note.
All right, we're gonna.
We need cannon fodder. No, we don't. I don't say.
We need red shirts. All right, what's the closest ship that looks like it's got its
We
shit
need arrow
together?
sponges.
You look out at the ships and they're all moored right now and sails down and masts up, but their bows are. I'm sorry, the beams are down. So-
Which is the fastest, most maneuverable ship?
Well, what looks like
Here.
it not only that, but has some kind of armament on it.
Fishing boats.
They don't. You don't see anything that has at least nothing visible from what you can see. And remember, it's dark right now, so it's kind of you're kind of looking out. It's in the very dusk, of sunset right now.
We just need to get within fireball range of a pirate ship.
Well, I mean, we need to commandeer one of these privateer ships and get the fuck out of here.
What if we take a small ship, I cast silence on it so that we can sneak up to a pirate ship, board it, kill everybody, and then we have a pirate ship to use?
You could do that, but you don't have anybody to get you there.
We're not asking for your ships. We're just going to take one. You can try to stop us, but then you won't have anybody to deal with these pirates.
He says, you're not going to go out there. You're not going to go out and grab any of these ships. They're not going anywhere right now.
Stop
All right.
us. Try to stop us. See what
Well,
happens.
we could. I would.
He says, "You're welcome to swim." He smiles.
Are the ships
Gray.
not seaworthy?
Gray. Perhaps this is not the right way. Maybe we need to talk to council.
Damn it, he's great. He's right. He's right.
And now that you're right, Duncan, you managed to get to the Fletcher, and you have you got to whatever you want. If you want to, there's fine longbows here. There's nothing magical, but I mean, you can get a decent bow, and you can get a quarrel of like 20 plus arrows if you want.
That sounds like a good deal to me.
Mm-hmm. Now, Morwen is looking a little impatient. She says, "We need to see the ranger."
Yeah.
All right.
And then we need to talk to the council and then convince them to give us a ship.
All right. Let's take the lady to the ranger.
That would be actually, you would go right here. That's the entrance. The apothecary. So
We're the worst party for like sticking together.
Yeah. Well, no, it's okay because you guys are in our.
You don't separate the party in the dungeon.
Yeah, but you're in a city right now.
Yeah.
I suppose. Remember that when I got into a fight next door and you guys were sitting there diddle fucking around? Yeah.
Well, that was your fault, you son of a bitch.
Oh no, I was doing what we were aiming to do, and then yeah.
Blodgett, you go into the leather workers.
Because drunk Doris wants to start a fight everywhere he goes doesn't mean we all have to participate.
I just hate slaves.
We just had to come save your ass.
Yeah, Blodgett, you get into the leather workers area here, and
that's right, you do.
You've got a guy there. He's looks fairly well appointed. This area. He does more than just like armor, by the way. He does a lot of different things. Tack. He does a lot of stuff for the ships. There is leather armor, some very nicely made leather armor there, but you're not seeing anything around that's in any way like hobbit sized. So, but he's kind of picking over. He's kind of doesn't pay attention to you. He's working on some leather work by lantern light.
Okay.
Kind of mumbling to himself. He goes, "Yeah, you go and help yourself." You know.
Oh, okay. So there's unfortunately none small enough to fit another halfling. So, I will inquire as to the cost and speed of manufacturing something a little bit more my size, unless he has something more my size stashed away somewhere.
He looks at you, says, nothing for your kind here. Nothing for your kind. He says, it's a tough day. It's a tough week.
Jesus.
It seems like he's working on something pretty intently.
I will move closer to inspect what he's working on.
He's working on a pretty nice set of bracers, and they seem to have studs in them of some sorts, like some sort of metal studs. And he's like meticulously putting metal studs in them.
I inquire if they're.
It's very good. As you kind of pass, go through the shop, you see that he does really good work. Like, I mean, like etching into it and stuff too.
Okay. I inquire if the gauntlets are for one of the higher mucky mucks in the city.
He says they're for Egan. He says these are for Egan. It's a special job.
Egan, and that's one of the councilmen, right?
He says, "Oh yeah, him and Garvin."
It's like, hopefully he paid you well for those.
Oh, he's very good with the money. He never stiffs me.
Okay. So you're too busy with those to work for anyone else that pays well. And I just start kind of.
He kind of looks over at you when you kind of like bug him a little bit, and he looks at you, and goes, "So I could make something very nice for you." He said, "It would take a week, though." He says, "Not much." He says, "Not much material to work with."
It's like, well, I'll let you get back to your task. Perhaps we'll talk later, because I'm again not sure that we're going to be here a week, so I don't want to commission something that can't be done. I look about. There's nothing that could possibly be cut down or anything in a pinch that might fit Thistle that I see anywhere abouts as I look around.
Maybe some bracers, like some smallish bracers, would work for her.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pick up the set and ask how much, and
he's basically says 5 gold pieces for them.
5 gold. Wow. It's like, will you take 4? We've had kind of a long trip.
He looks up at you and says, "All right, 4."
Okay, I'll toss in the 4 gold and be on my way. But I'll make sure that I share that little tidbit.
Okay, let me move over here to Duncan. Duncan, you get to the apothecary, and the only patient that is there is Aldemar, and he is on his feet. But as you go in, you notice right sitting in front, kind of like standing in front of him, is a small Cooper's hawk that is sort of perched around him, and it looks like it's sort of like peering from side to side. It's strange to see a hawk inside of this building, basically, but it is not leaving his side right now.
Well, I'm going to ask him what's with the bird.
I guess you wouldn't know, would you? It's the Cooper's hawk that he's been following him ever since the first adventure, ever since the first module that you guys went through. It couldn't be with him in the last one because you guys were underground, but it's sort of his familiar. It's his friend. He explains, and the apothecary that's there is an older woman, and she kind of looks at you with a little wary, and she says, "I take it you're friends of this man." And Morwen steps up and says, "Yes, of course." And so she's having words with Aldemar, and essentially what she's saying, just in a nutshell, is that she needs him to take word to her family about what's going on with with the Scarlet Brotherhood and the cult that is developing here, and that there's much more to this slavers outfit, this organization, than they first realized. So Aldemar explains to you, Duncan, that his order, the Ranger order, they're basically like spies, essentially, are going to be coming for him, and he's going to be leaving with them. And he assures Morwen that he will take the message to her family. That's the first place he will go. So that's about the long and the short of it for Aldemar at this point. So you guys have managed to sort of get word back to her family. The parishioners are still down in the temple right now. And last but not least, Dias, as you are waiting for him to recharge your Springerly, you notice the parchment that you're kind of like poring over it and looking at it. And as you do, you have a vision in your head, and you see what looks like a rock wall. It looks like a mountainside, and there are 4 entrances to this mountain. And you are convinced that one of these leads to life, and the other 3 lead to death.
Oh shit. Okay.
But you're not really sure what the actual parchment says, but you are definitely, when you're in its presence, it gives you sort of weird visions. And as you are sort of coming out of this vision, Hrothgar is in front of you, sort of like saying, wake up, wake up. And he has recharged your Springerly and has pushed it up to 12, and your Wand of Fire is down by 4. So.
Oh, so
he made the energy transfer between the 2.
That's fine. And I'm going to ask him now that he's gotten me out of that. I'm going to pretend like that nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
The produce woman, she says you go through her trash. Can you tell me about that?
He says, this is that old one. He says, I just look for things to help with spells. I look for material components, just like you do, I'm sure.
This does make sense. And do I notice Blodgett across from me?
Blodgett's, I don't know where he is right now. He's coming across right now. Yeah, why not? He's over there with you now.
It reminds me a little bit with that, I guess, that green gem. I asked Alchemist if he knows anything about it, if he's able to identify what it does.
The green gem from...
I guess the one that kind of charmed Lupo.
Yes.
It has. He gave it to me for the time.
Yeah, so he looks at it. You guys basically do a bit of identification on it, and it has powers to charm. Probably once or twice a day, but it's a very powerful form of charm. He says it'll even charm elves.
Really? Okay, that's interesting because I thought you
Yeah,
can't charm
normally.
elves.
Yeah.
Are they immune or resistant?
I don't know. You have to try it.
Okay.
So he also looks at you and he looks at the paper and he goes, "What did you see?"
I saw a mountain with 4 paths.
And he says, you saw the Black Mountain. He says, that's where these people are. He says, that's where these slavers go. That's where they take everyone. He says, there's a city. There's some kind of organization up this mountain.
Oh, shit.
Do you know the path?
He says, no, but you do. He's like, you do now.
Okay.
So you have an idea that the maps that you've been seeing, you've been poring over for the last like 3 or 4 days, is the sort of the slavers' area, their mountain fortress of some sorts. Hrothgar is a wealth of information about the outlying areas here as well. And he explains that there's been rumors or there's old stories, old legends that there is a city or there is some sort of complex that is at the top of the Black Mountain.
So the image that I saw, I know the path of life and I know the paths of death.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll be able to identify it if you see it.
Okay. Interesting. Do I get the impression that magic item that Blodger gave me could use it? Is he intelligent enough to use it?
What item are we talking about?
The charm item that can charm anything.
Oh, could Blodgett use it?
Right, because he wanted it back.
I just gave it to him to look at.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, Blodgett could probably use it. I mean, it's an artifact, so it's not something you have to have spell knowledge of. And in fact, Blodgett can read magic as it is, anyways, as a thief. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna give that to him, and I'm gonna give him the potions he ordered, and I'm gonna tell him, do not use this on me.
Okay, so he hands that back to you, and as he hands it back to you, Blodgett, you notice the parchment that DS is sort of like gingerly, keeping to himself over here. You think you can interpret like part of it, actually.
Okay. Dude, I will kind of instinctively like mumble it out. Away to the area, this way go, or whatever. The parchment doesn't actually say that, though. Well, I don't know what it says. So that's
it seems like it's like a rhyme or a poem of some sorts or riddle. And you know how halflings love riddles, right? So
there once was a lady from Nantucket. Okay.
Yeah, you with a little more time, you might be able to decipher the entire thing. But it does make reference to the 3. And you can't tell if it means individuals or if it means weapons.
Oh, cool. There might be 3 cool things to find.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 3 nasty people to kill. Either way, Grot will be happy.
Indeed.
Okay, so just to leave you guys here, you guys have discovered that there's the Scarlet Brotherhood that is about and is menacing you guys. Aldemar is going to be heading off with his ranger order to take the message from Morwen to her family. So he will be he won't be participating in the next one, obviously. So we'll pull him out. Duncan and Morwen, you've realized that Duncan, you realize that Morwen is actually a fighter magic user of some sorts.
All right.
And so you just sort of talking with her and sort of spending a little bit of time with her, you realize that she is a fighter magic user. And you guys can determine whether or not you want to bring her along on the next show. If you want to have her. If not,
have an NPC.
When we start the next one, we're going to be doing the assault on the area of the slave lords.
Can she cast Fireball?
You don't know. We'll find out once I get levels up. Yes.
We should, if nothing else, we can use her as a distraction.
And then on DS Blodgett on the next go round, I'll give you the entirety of the poem.
Okay.
And DSU, everybody else is either you guys can equip up, including you, Q, if you want to equip up with anything. If you want to get a bow stick, I'm going to equip you guys with some magic items as well before we get started into the next one. So you guys are on the next go round. I need you guys to all the spellcasters. That would be DS and Gray. I'm going to need you guys to give me spells. And then Ryan, I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you some equipment as much as you want, and I will have some magic items for you as well to use in the next one.
Don't I lose the second attack if I switch to bow staff?
It depends. I don't. If it's something you specialize in,
combat,
yeah, unarmed combat, you always get that. But if it's like hand weapons, like a dagger, you wouldn't lose that. So.
Oh, okay.
So you could use that as well. And then DS, I'll get you your spell set for for AD&D for our first edition, so you know what you guys got. I'll give you go through I'll do the whole thing where we do spell pulls for you. And Blodgett, you have your magic items back. I'm gonna need you to actually I need all of you guys to take inventory. I have Lupo's inventory, but I don't have your personal inventory, so you guys are gonna have to come up with that. But in the next go round, you guys are going to go to the Drakensgrab, I think is what it is, mountains, and you will be heading to the Black Mountain. So,
okay,
fantastic.
Well, there's your transitionary city adventure. And then, by the way, you guys are in good enough standing to come back here if necessary. So.
Okay, that's cool. We're leaving on good.
We haven't.
Despite Drew's best efforts.
What's that?
I was trying to motivate them to help us take back the waters, but apparently they're.
Well, we're talking to. We don't need to be talking to peons for that. We have to talk to the town.
I thought
council.
dock workers would think that they were a bunch of badasses.
Fuck them. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again for Masculine Geek live stream AD&D games. This has been the session 43 with the Rational Male, the Rational DM, and Rollo. Take us out.
Oh, do I have to? I guess I do, don't I? Here.
You do, yeah.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? They're the Cheetos!
You got this on.
If there's any girls there, I want to do them!
There you go.
And on that note. Thursday.